All right, we share for and there, and so I'm going to Ama Yabidru. Aha, Sana Yewo Budumbram, Yewo Budumbram, Yakadia Liberia camp, and then Yade Yamane Bono, Banasa Osha, Yashadi, Road Minister, Mr. Abuja, Ono John, Road Minister, Honorable Abuja, Honorable the Sewa Bidra, all trains say about John Mahama. Everyone now yade yade Judeno dinya ashas here. Now before then, morning, you subscribe to the channel where you hit on the bell icon, and let's get you a lot of update concerning road construction. Now Liberia camp yeah Kadia Budumbram baby Liberia for best sway and yepamiono eno na te se bedu na so far so good no you can say yakobon ayadom ama ene abra kwamu ye hwenim say ye papa John Mahama eba na odine no yakese no appetite echiri na ye bi na wabeye especially kakra e wa ha no say o hwede a say na so far no aha sise no akoye say na ha sise na akoye de bia no I wanted to come here to just give an update on of what is really going on, but mean to me enyamre tene menyamre de ye fane nya embem e wa say the morning so be share subscribe into Budumbram update no ene ye de emamo na mo so mahu se na adwumade no esifa etie. All right, we say for ene and so ye papa John Mahama I ba na to say with me abe inspect a coin na no I don't know John Mahama ma me se me twa no me twa no aha you know John Mahama ba now the presence of the land is here to to observe and also to witness what is really happening over here you know. We are here to report Osha ono na se obano President John Mahama ono enobano. So we are waiting, Mr. Abuja, ono so any, Honorable Abuja, ono so ewaha, Honorable Abuja, ono so waha, Osha, President John Mahama, wabedru, President John Dramani Mahama, wabedru. All right, John Dramani Mahama, the President of the land, is here to have a section of inspection over here on this wonderful stretch concerning the Kasoa-Winneba road in Tilsha. You have President John Mahama on say all core inspection on Minister of roads and highways, Mr. Honorable Abuja formal inspection on this new construction also. So President John Dramani Mahama is in section to just have an inspection concerning the construction at Ekoso ewaha into wabedru Honorable Abuja road minister and the contractor who is in charge of this road and also ewaha into all church pa. All right, so President John Dramani Mahama and now wabedru no oh yes, what's that? The gentleman, the big push agenda, gentleman, the big push agenda, gentleman, Osha workers for no be abonabaso, say initiative for the buyer, sir, obey a crime, not a crime a demon, and ne or no, and I say ne, Abim Amayano, and ne Abim Amaye, and ne Abim Amaye. Seven. Ya, dinanim, ya what? Ya what dinanim? Itu loh.
On this side, no thing.
Never. Oh, me so ha. Down ha see. And I think there were few.
Service lanes at critical locations, especially at the Onion Market section and at Winneba. So a typical cross section is what I've shown you. The scope of works, we have in all 7 interchanges, grade separated interchanges, and then also so it starts from, this is the start of the project to Bodumbura. I will do break where we are at the moment, and then the lot 1 ends at kilometer 12. Lot 2 will start from 12 and distance of 18 kilometers and end at the Winneba Junction roundabout. In here we have interchanges, 7 of them spread along the sections of the road. To take care of pedestrians, we've also made provision for 15 grade separated pedestrian crossings. We have a mixture of underpasses and overpasses depending on the terrain and also the security of the environment. So currently we have done So we are now at Breku, and then we are at various stages of development. This contract is supposed to last for 36 calendar months. We expect to complete all of them by March 2027. And the interest is this is part of the legacy project that allow funding to be given under the big push. And so we have enough funding to complete this project by this year. And so this is a typical cross section in the peri-urban section, where you have the median has been made wide to take care of the road preparation. That is the project. What we have done is that we build the road to the extreme of the right of way and allow some median in there so that in future when we want to develop, we can develop into the center. So we have those here. This is a typical section where we are. We have sections where the service lanes. We haven't shown the bridge yet, but it's a typical section where we have the service lanes. Like it runs up, it ramps up. We have these sections, we see them at Winneba. We have in there underpasses, and then we have ramp service lanes that move down, top, and down. This is to make sure that the communities are well served. By way of progress, lot 2, which starts from Winneba, is lot 2. We have lot 2 and lot 2A. Lot 2A is the physical structures. That is 88% complete. Lot 2, which deals with the road itself, is 80% complete. And then it is being done by a contractor, a local contractor, MM De Lovely. Like I said, it is wholly government of Ghana funding. And it is for kilometer 12 to kilometer 30. The cost of the project for lot 2 is 85 million. Lot 2A is $57 million. So we hope that within the next 6 months, the contractor will be able to. This is the problem matrix, which I think I don't need to take you through this, showing the reason why we need to do the configuration that we are doing. If you come here, we have a series of progress photographs. Now, if you go to Kudumbrang, we needed to go through an outcrop. And therefore, it took some time. We needed to blast the rock to be able to fix the bridge. And so all these activities we are seeing, where we are standing in Breku, we needed to cut through the rock. And these are the walls that are coming up, and like what you see here. So this is a typical underpass. What you see is the bridge across. And so this it's like a road on top. Yes, a roundabout as we call it, on top. Yes, so they can easily, and also for anybody who wants to do a U-turn back to Accra, go on the service lane, will do a U-turn and head back to Accra. So in a brief, in a nutshell, honorable, this is the job. Yeah, Excellency, this is the almighty Kasoa-Winneba. Then there's also a third phase, which is the Winneba underpass. The Winneba underpass is also another project. We have the Winneba underpass, which was not part of the original contract, has been added to the big push. So if we go there now, it is almost 80% complete. We've also added 4 kilometers of inner road, and so we will develop the road up to the university junction, and then also do another 2 kilometers into Swed as part of this project. The underpass is the bridges are done. Now what they are trying to do is to tie in the ends of the approaches. And that one can open together with all these underpasses that we do at the same time. So between Winneba to Makassi, we are dualizing and a big push all the way up to Makassi. When we get to Makassi, we do a Makassi bypass. There's a 11 kilometer Makassi bypass. That would take out the protection of Makassi bridge. That would enable the highway traffic to move freely without all traffic congestion. So in Mangassi town, we are also improving. We are doing from Mangassi towards Earthwork. So all the enclave, we are connecting so that the transport network totally. We have two other interchanges. One at one branch and another at also congestion. The idea is to make sure that if you have business, stop it. Once you get the highway, which is what they will do.
Efforts to make sure that this fall, the construction to be completed in time. It was abandoned for some time. We heard from the one that takes us through the drawing, that through the legacy project, the road is back. And then hopefully by March 2027, it will be completed. My constituency is over 350,000 people live in this constituency. And the road from Kasoa to Winneba Junction, I take the greater part of the road. It starts a little after the Yoma to Winneba Junction. All of them is within my constituency. So when this road is done, it will give more access to the people living in the constituency to enhance themselves to do what they want to. There is a one or two worry situation during the construction of the road. Those people, their properties were destroyed to give access for the road to be constructed. Compensation were paid, but was not properly paid. As I speak to you right now, a lot of them comes to my office complaining, and I wish as you hear, it will be something that I will plead with you, if you can consider, look at it, that the road minister will look at it again to see those that they were paid, period. Those that were paid and were not paid properly, something could be done to support them to, mitigate the situation on the ground. Above all, we are grateful to you and we thank for visiting. God bless you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. President. Thank you very much. This is Awutu Senya West constituency, and this is the district capital, Awutu Breku. So as a matter of fact, this highway has split our district capital into two. And people are still getting used to the fact that there's a left side and there's a right side. But I hope that by the time it's done, with this beautiful arc of Awutu, as I'll call it, as I'm calling it, people will be able to get some satisfaction here. Mr. President, you know, when the Kasoa interchange was put up, it came with some other social amenities that the constituents and the communities benefited from. Unfortunately, I think at the time this was done, before you came, those kind of considerations were not done. So we have had to have some negotiations, and the contractor has been gracious to us to take it as part of his CSR, but we had to do a bit of negotiation on that. And it's damaged, affected our market, our station. A lot of things at the side had to be taken off. And also, just like Honorable Desmond said, we have some compensation issues, but we have discussed with Honorable Akboja, and he's assured us that he's going to handle it. So we are good to go. Even just yesterday, some members of the public from here went to see the DC on this matter. So it's a discussion in progress. We are very grateful that you consider this a legacy project. This is the Trans-West African Highway, and as a matter of fact, it's been about 2 years since it started, and this has really been a health hazard to a lot of people, women in the market, you know. And the highway, the asphalt has been done now, but we are still using the wings. So we're hoping the contractor would open the asphalt part so cars can use it, and then you can work on the wings so the dust pollution can reduce a bit and give our people some respite. So we are very, very grateful. Thank you very much for this visit.
Yeah, Your Excellency, once again, we welcome you to this section of roads. As a matter of fact, Your Excellency, you are a different leader, a reset leader. In the past, other presidents would have walked away from this project saying that they didn't start it. You directed that no road project you inherited should be suspended. And indeed, as I said, as of last month, you have paid over 12 billion Ghana cedi to projects you inherited. None of those monies were paid to projects you have actually started. This is a reason to believe that you are a different type of leader, and we are very grateful for this. Your Excellency, this corridor is a very important corridor, as my two colleagues have said. The contractor is doing very well. The quality of work is very good. Your belief in the Ghanaian contractor to be able to fix our road is unwavering. We can say that the bulk of your investment in road infrastructure goes to the Ghanaian contractor, the Ghanaian worker. So you are creating jobs, creating access and many things, and we are very grateful for what you are doing. Your Excellency, the fact is that the section you stopped at initially is the most challenging currently, because that one we cannot use at all. But I'm grateful to the contractor for assuring you that within 3 weeks, that section will go even in advance of this, which means that we can open that section and this section for the traffic to use. Then we can switch to the service road, which means that all the frustration of the public, which we share with them, can be taken away at the first phase. I hear the contract period ends in March 2027. We are working with the contractor to actually complete this project this year, by the 31st December this year, 3 months or 4 months ahead of schedule. And the contractor is committed to doing that. So we just want to welcome you once again and to thank the contractor and the consultant, Highways, for a very great job we are doing. We appreciate the fact that people using this corridor go through a certain level of frustration, especially from tomorrow until Sunday. But help is on the way. We are not just leaving you in your misery. We suffer the same thing. That is why we are determined to shorten the construction period by another 3 months to make sure that we're doing this. Your Excellency, a cardinal point of the project you are inheriting, both your new big push project and the carry-on project, is that as of today, every contractor who has raised work certificate on either ongoing big push project or new big push project has been settled. We don't owe anybody 1 cedi, which means that you mean what you say about the big push. So big push contractors can be assured we are not only paying big push contractors anyway, we are paying all the contractors as much as we can. So we want to thank you very much for your commitment to make sure that in our lifetime, Ghana's road network can see the highest and the biggest investment ever, and which means that our country will be better. We thank you very much for this.
Okay. When we launched the Big Push project, we cut a sort on the Dawenya-Afienya road, and I served notice to the public that we're going to go through some inconvenience, but we needed to do that in order that we can have a better road network. And so I can understand the frustration of commuters on this road, but like the minister said, help is on the way. I've inspected the road, I've seen the progress of work, the quality of work, and I think that the contractor has done a good job. It reinforces our confidence in the capacity of Ghanaian contractors to be able to do world-class projects like any international contractor. And so the progress of work is good, and we're hoping that we should be able to open through this whole stretch from Kasoa-Winneba by the end of the year, or at least in the first quarter of next year. After we did the Kasoa overpass, it removed the bottleneck that had been at the toll booth, the toll bridges, and then through Kasoa Township. But then it just freed them up and came and dumped them at Bujumbura. And so that became the new bottleneck. The good thing about this kind of construction is that it opens the road all the way to Winneba. And concurrently, we have given the dualization of Winneba to Mankesim to the same contractor. And so it will open the road all the way to Mankesim. And we have also awarded Mankesim to Cape Coast. And so it means that for commuters going towards the capital of the central region, Cape Coast, they'll have a very easy ride all the way to Cape Coast without going to punch up somewhere else. As the minister said, we hope that in the next 3 to 4 weeks, they'll be able to open this middle concourse so that all the traffic that is going directly towards Cape Coast or Winneba or Mankesim would not have to use the side roads. They will use the middle, and that will free up the traffic on the side for them to work and complete that as quickly as possible. Central region is an attractive place for investment and tourism, but because of the constriction in the road network, it's been very difficult for people to open up their investments towards the central region. If you notice, Tema all the way to Dawa is attracting industries and investment. If we do this road network, it will allow some of the investors to begin to open factories in this corridor, and that will create jobs for the local people here. As the MP said, once we finish this main road, the constituencies also have side roads and feeder roads, and so I'll ask the minister to look at some of those roads so that you don't have a beautiful highway just running through their constituencies without some of their roads being done. I'll also encourage the contractor for accepting to do some CSR. I remember when we did the Kasoa Road, we included boreholes, some schools, a polyclinic, and other things. And so I think that they were able to meet the communities halfway and provide some of these facilities. Then they also will feel, very much compensated for the construction of the road. This is a road we inherited from the previous administration. And at the time we inherited it, the work had virtually stalled because the contractor was owed quite a lot of money. And so we decided to put it under the big push. And the big push has money allocated. As I told the contractors, big push Sikano etaho. So the faster you work, the faster you get paid. And like the minister said, as we speak today, we don't owe any contractor, big push contractor, even 1 cedi. All the certificates they brought, we paid them. And so as you work and you bring your certificates, we'll keep paying you so that the projects can go at a faster pace. We'll all be looking forward to come here at the end of the year or early next year to come and officially commission this part of the road. And like I said, look at the off-roads too. And then I noticed that you're doing 2 kilometers of roads on the Winneba Junction Swedru Road. I would encourage that we scope that road too and open up the road to Swedru and even beyond Swedru to come back and link up with the main Accra-Kumasi road so that we create alternatives for commuters to use any road that they feel comfortable with. So thank you very much, and congratulations to the contractor and his staff. Thank you.